In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up this chart from a pivot table that groups employees into pay range buckets. We will combine multiple chart types and apply linear and moving average trend lines. This video is part of a series where I will take you step by step through the process of building this dashboard in Excel. To see the full series, check out the playlist and subscribe to see all of the videos. To check out other tutorials and reviews of other tools, please check out my channel. In the previous video, we looked at how to set up this donut chart from a custom text grouped pivot table. We use this to see the relative proportions of employee headcount versus pay per a custom department grouping. Now there's two other types of groupings that we can use inside a pivot table. One of them is group by number and the other one is group by date. So let's take a look at those now. Again, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to copy and paste my pivot table. In this example, I'm going to get rid of my department grouping and I'm going to take the pay and stick it into the rows. Now to start with, this looks pretty useless because this is every unique combination of pay that somebody gets paid. So to make this more useful, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over to here. I'm going to right click and go to group. And what I can see here is I can see the lowest somebody got paid, the highest somebody got paid. And what this is going to do is it's going to increment all these values from this value to this value using this amount here. I'm going to update this to a nicer to read format. So I'm going to change the lowest value to 10,000. I'm going to change the highest value to 100,000. Now, I know this isn't the highest value, but what this will do is it will create another bucket, which is everybody who earns over 100,000. I'm going to change the increment to 10,000 and click OK. So what we get is this view here where we can see how many people are in each of these different pay brackets. Let's do another little update to this value here. So far we've been using sums for headcount and pay. Let's use something a little different. Let's use average pay. And this time the number format is going to be a little bit different. Let me, because we're still in millions here, so the scale is a bit off. Get rid of one of those and put K there instead. And click OK. And let's rename this to average pay. Let's visualize this with a pivot chart. So to start with, I'm just going to select this option column. Now what we can see here is that because these two values have such different scales, this becomes very difficult to read. It's not very useful. To change this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here, right click, and I'm going to change my chart type to a combo. And what I can do here is I can say, okay, well, the first series here, headcount, is a clustered column, and my second one, average pay, let's change that to a line with markers, and let's stick that on the secondary axis here. So now I've got two separate scales on the left and the right. I'm going to go ahead and click OK. That's looking a bit better. I like to move these, so if I come over to Format Legend, I can get rid of that now. I can maybe move that to the top. Gives me a little bit more real estate for my chart. A few formatting options that you can do here. So I can come over to here and I can say get rid of the line. Oops. Sometimes it can be a little fidgety selecting the specific elements of the chart. Sometimes you end up only selecting a single item, whereas you want the whole series. So let me use this drop down to help me select it. I'm going to come over to here and I'm going to click no line, and that gets rid of the line there. Let's adjust a few of the other settings. Over here I have markers, so I can click marker options and I could change this shape to maybe something like a diamond and make that a little bit bigger. I can also come over here, I can add my labels. I can also come over here, add a trend line. Let's come over to our other series. We can add a trend line for this as well. Now you notice here that the default for trend line is linear. It makes less sense for this sort of distribution here. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to use a moving average. And now this is looking pretty decent. Let's finish off by adding a chart title. Let's call this chart title pay distribution.
If you found this video helpful, please remember to give a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed yet and you want to learn tips, tricks, and tools to help you and your team work more effectively with data, hit the subscribe button and the notification icon so you don't miss anything. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.